Listen to this audio every day and see your financial life unlock in inexplicable ways. The mind is the absolute starting point for every true and lasting transformation you can experience in your life. Nothing, absolutely nothing, begins outside of you. Nothing happens first in the material world on the physical and tangible plane, and then is reflected internally in your thoughts and emotions. This is exactly the opposite of what most people believe. Everything you see outside, the material objects you own or desire to own, the bills you can easily pay or those that cause you anguish and worry, the bank balance that rises month after month or stubbornly remains stagnant, what generously flows into and what constantly flows out of your material life. All of this, without exception, is merely a faithful and precise reflection. A direct reflection, almost like a perfect mirror of what you deeply believe is possible for you, what you consider worthy of receiving, what your subconscious mind accepts as your natural reality. And the inconvenient but liberating truth is that the overwhelming majority of people have been systematically taught from earliest childhood to firmly believe in scarcity, limitation, and lack. They grow up thinking that money is inherently difficult to obtain, that it requires hard work, endless sacrifice, and exhaustion to have just a small amount that barely covers basic needs. Many also believe that those who have a lot of money, who live in true abundance, have probably done something morally wrong, dishonest, or unethical to achieve that wealth. This type of toxic and limiting thinking takes deep root in the psyche, like stubborn weeds that cruelly suffocate any precious seed of wealth and prosperity that tries to sprout in the garden of their consciousness. Therefore, before planting anything new, before sowing new empowering beliefs, it is absolutely necessary to clear this mental terrain, pull out these invasive weeds by the roots, and prepare the fertile soil to receive the seeds of abundance. The transformative power of scheduled sleep. What you hear while you sleep, during those precious hours of rest and regeneration, has tremendous and often underestimated power over your future reality. During deep sleep, the conscious mind, the one that constantly judges, questions, and analyzes, finally relaxes completely and lowers its natural defenses. In this vulnerable and receptive state, the subconscious mind becomes fully open, permeable, ready to absorb information without critical filters or mental resistance. It is precisely in this sacred moment that old negative programming, those instilled years or decades ago, can be gently replaced by vibrant ideas of abundance, limitless plenty, personal power, and absolute worthiness. Falling asleep listening to carefully crafted positive affirmations is like constantly watering the deep soil of your mind with powerful nutrients of wealth and prosperity. With each passing night, the chosen words gently penetrate the deepest layers of your being, dissolving old resistances, creating a new, robust, and positive internal pattern that inevitably begins to be reflected in completely different decisions, renewed behaviors aligned with abundance, and consequently, material results completely different from those you experienced before. It's a silent but extremely powerful process of deep mental reprogramming. The infinite source that dwells within you. Imagine for a prolonged moment, allowing yourself to truly feel this possibility, that there is a truly infinite source of money, resources, and opportunities available to you right now. But here's the secret few understand. It's not something external. It's not something you desperately need to seek out. This abundant, inexhaustible source is within you. It lies in your extraordinary ability to genuinely believe, to maintain unshakable faith in abundance. When you believe with absolute firmness, without corrosive doubts, that you have natural and legitimate access to unlimited abundance, your entire life begins to respond differently. Not immediately. It's important to be honest about this. Not like instant magic with a wave of a magic wand, but in an absolutely real, concrete, tangible, and measurable way, through brilliant ideas that seemingly emerge from nowhere, through synchronistic opportunities that appear at just the right moment, through creative solutions to problems that previously seemed completely invisible or insoluble. Deep belief changes the perceptive filter through which you view reality. And when that mental filter completely shifts, you suddenly begin to see real, viable possibilities, where before you could only see insurmountable problems, impossible obstacles, limitations that seemed written in stone. The deep mental unlocking process. This specially developed audio, when listened to with attention and genuine intention every night without fail, acts as a powerful mental unlocker, removing layers and layers of negative conditioning. It activates within you, deep within your being, the forgotten reminder that you were born with the inalienable right to abundance, that prosperity is your natural state of being. The money you fervently desire is not a lottery prize that someone might hand you out of luck or charity, nor a rare exception that only miraculously happens to others, to those lucky or special ones. Money is a natural and inevitable consequence of a specific mental state. It appears consistently when your mind is truly prepared, receptive and aligned to receive it, without guilt or self-sabotage. And your mind prepares itself deeply through a continuous process of repeatedly listening, consistently affirming, and most importantly, viscerally feeling these truths. So don't just listen passively with your physical ears. Feel deeply with every cell of your body. Imagine vividly. See in your mind's eye, in rich and colorful detail, everything you ardently desire becoming progressively real, tangible and palpable. The more real, detailed, and emotionally engaging it seems within your imagination, the easier, more natural and inevitable its concrete manifestation out there in the material world becomes. Commitment and preparation for prosperity. Before you truly begin the profound teachings that will transform your relationship with money, make sure you've subscribed to the channel, turned on notifications, and become part of this prosperity community. But only do this consciously if you believe with all your might that you were truly born to eat the best of this earth, to experience what is most precious and abundant in this life. If this makes deep sense to you, if it truly resonates with your essence, write right now in the comments without hesitation, "I am ready to prosper." It's that simple, yet powerful. Type this with intention, and let that thought immediately begin to firmly establish itself within you, taking root in the fertile soil of your consciousness. The transformative power of conscious repetition. Conscious and intentional repetition is an extraordinarily powerful tool for mental transformation. This is exactly how the human mind learns anything new and incorporates it as part of itself. It's not a one-time thing, in an isolated moment of fleeting enthusiasm. It's not listening to it one night with hope and already expecting miraculous results the next day. It's loving discipline with yourself. It's an unwavering commitment to yourself, to your own growth and transformation. The carefully crafted phrases you hear in the audio aren't supernatural magic or a magician's trick. They're a scientific and systematic reprogramming of your mind. They methodically replace old limiting phrases like, "Money doesn't grow on trees," "Rich people are dishonest," "I wasn't born for this," with new, empowering and expansive truths. I have unlimited and natural access to the universe's infinite supply of money. Abundance is my birthright. Money flows to me easily and constantly. At the beginning of this transformation process, it may feel strange, even uncomfortable. It may seem like a lie, as if you're deceiving yourself or pretending something that isn't true. But persevere courageously. Keep listening every night without fail. Keep affirming with growing conviction, because over time, measured not in days but in weeks and months of consistent practice, this new truth will take root deeply in your subconscious. And when that finally happens, when this new programming becomes part of you, external reality transforms in ways that previously seemed impossible or fanciful. Breaking limiting family patterns. Perhaps you've never heard anyone close to you, no authority figure in your life, say with conviction that it is truly possible to live with genuine financial tranquility, with peace and security around money. Perhaps in your childhood home, ever since you were very small and soaking up everything like a sponge, everything revolved constantly around daily struggles, the crushing weight of debt that never lifted, the chronic and agonizing worry about the bills piling up at the end of the month. Perhaps you grew up hearing discussions about money, feeling the tension in the air, unconsciously absorbing the message that money is synonymous with stress and hardship. But now in this present moment, which is the only one that truly matters, You have a powerful choice. You can consciously continue feeding and perpetuating the old destructive pattern, remaining trapped in the same limiting beliefs that brought you here, or you can begin today, right now, to deliberately build a completely new pattern. A luminous pattern of absolute worthiness, of natural, flowing abundance, of wealth that comes without guilt or excessive effort. Visualizing your transformed financial future. Write in the comments with detail and sincerity what you genuinely believe will happen when your mind is 100% programmed for money, when every cell of your being vibrates with abundance. Speak out loud if possible, allowing your own words to penetrate your ears. Say with growing conviction, "I hold the master key that accesses the universe's source of unlimited money." This may seem too simple to be true, almost childish in its simplicity. But what truly changes lives permanently are precisely the simple, seemingly small things, done with unwavering constancy and persistent faith. And consciously repeating a powerful phrase, charging it with emotion and intention, is a seemingly simple but profoundly transformative habit that completely restructures your internal structure. The 21-day transformation process. If you listen to this audio with genuine attention, with total presence every night without exception, for at least 21 consecutive days, the scientifically recognized minimum time to begin forming a new neural habit, you will inevitably notice significant changes, perhaps first within in your inner world, greater natural self-confidence, greater mental clarity about your decisions, greater peace about your financial future. Then gradually these changes begin to manifest externally, in the material world. A new and profitable idea appears seemingly out of nowhere, a job or business opportunity that arises synchronistically, an unexpected sum of money that appears when you need it most, coming from sources you never imagined. This happens consistently because the external world, like a faithful mirror, is simply responding mathematically to what you are emitting internally through your thoughts, emotions, and vibrations. And if you persistently emit scarcity, fear, and limitation, you inevitably receive more scarcity. If you consistently emit wealth, gratitude, and abundance, you begin to progressively receive more wealth and opportunities. The liberating belief in universal abundance. The deep and unshakable belief that the universe has truly unlimited resources, that there is more than enough for everyone without exception, is one of the most transformative and liberating beliefs you can adopt. It changes absolutely everything in your life experience, because you completely stop thinking about artificial limits. You stop obsessing about where it will come from, how it will happen, is it even possible? And you begin to naturally focus on the essential truth: I deserve this. This is rightfully mine. I am ready to receive. When you truly believe deep down in your heart that you deserve abundance without guilt or self-sabotage, the entire universe conspires and responds affirmatively. It's not about winning the lottery in an unlikely stroke of luck. It's about mentally accessing innovative ideas, creative solutions, real possibilities that were there all along, floating around you, but you couldn't see because you were completely trapped in the limiting mindset of constant struggle, unrewarded effort, and scarcity as a fixed and immutable reality. Recognizing your birthright, you were born specifically to become rich, to prosper, to live in abundance. This powerful phrase needs to become an automatic, instant thought within you. Repeat it now with conviction. I was born to become rich. Say it out loud, allowing the sound of the words to fill the room. Feel the words vibrating and literally entering your body, permeating every cell. The more you repeat this with absolute sincerity, imbuing the phrase with genuine emotion, the more your subconscious mind will progressively accept it as an indisputable truth. And from this deeply rooted truth, money will naturally begin to approach you, to flow toward you. Not as an empty promise or naive wishful thinking, but as a natural and inevitable consequence of a new energetic vibration you are constantly emitting. Tuning into the frequency of abundance. The vibration of money, the energetic frequency of abundance, is absolutely real and measurable. People who constantly live in mental scarcity predominantly vibrate chronic worry, paralyzing fear of the future, and desperation for survival. People who naturally live in abundance consistently vibrate unshakable confidence, deep gratitude for what they already have, and serene tranquility about the future. When you begin consciously shifting your energetic vibration, even slowly, in small daily increments, the universe inevitably responds accordingly. You begin to magnetically attract different people with expansive and successful mindsets, different and enriching experiences, and different and lucrative opportunities. It's exactly like changing the radio channel on the dial. The content you receive changes completely, depending on the specific frequency you tune into, and you just need to learn to consciously tune into the vibrational frequency of abundance, staying stable on that frequency through consistent thoughts, words, and actions. The bridge to your new reality. This carefully crafted audio is a solid and reliable bridge. It's a powerful medium, a vehicle of transformation, progressively taking you from where you are now with your current limitations to where you genuinely want to go, to the life of abundance you envision. But you need to actively cross this bridge, taking one step at a time. You need to listen with full attention, with clear and focused intention. You need to surrender completely to the process, without reservations or paralyzing skepticism. It's not about blindly believing in supernatural magic or superficial positive thinking. It's about deeply believing in yourself, in your innate and extraordinary power to consciously transform your thoughts, in your sovereign power to finally take full control of your financial life, starting from within, by transforming your mind, which is the only thing over which you have absolute control. Taking the power of conscious choice, you hold the master key. The powerful key resides permanently in your chosen words, in your cultivated thoughts, in what you deliberately repeat every day, whether aloud or mentally. If you wake up every morning and automatically say, "Life is hard, it won't work, everything is against me," this inevitably becomes absolute truth for you because you are programming your mind to see difficulties. If you wake up consciously and say with intention, "Today I receive unexpected money from multiple sources, abundance flows to me naturally," this progressively begins to become your concrete reality. Because you are actively reprogramming your mental computer, you are deliberately exchanging old beliefs of limitation and impossibility for powerful affirmations of abundance and worthiness, building your new financial future. So starting today, from this very moment, consciously decide what you want to repeat to yourself. Firmly decide what you want to believe about yourself and about money, and repeat it with disciplined frequency several times a day. Make it a sacred and non-negotiable habit. Consistent repetition generates genuine belief. Deeply rooted belief generates aligned behavior, and consistent, aligned behavior generates tangible, measurable results in the physical world. It all starts with a seemingly simple yet profoundly powerful phrase: "I hold the key to the source of unlimited money." Repeat this now, repeat it tomorrow, repeat it for 21 days, for 90 days, for the rest of your life. Let this truth become an inseparable part of who you are. And watch your financial life transform in ways you might not even fully imagine today. The more you hear and affirm that you have access to wealth, the more your mind begins to accept this idea as natural. At first it may resist. It may say it's crazy, that it doesn't make sense, that it's a lie. But this resistance is merely the result of beliefs that were planted in you from an early age. Years of hearing that money is hard to come by, that it doesn't grow on trees, that you need to accept what little you have. This programming has remained there, silent, influencing every decision, every choice, every reaction to life. But now it's time to confront it with something new, with a new truth. You have a right to abundance. It's curious how some people so strongly believe they'll have problems, that their bills will be late, that the situation will get worse. They trust, without realizing it, that something bad will happen, and guess what? It happens. This is faith in reverse, misdirected faith. If you can believe so strongly that things will go wrong, you can also believe they can go right. But to do this, you need to shift your focus. Instead of focusing on what's missing, start putting your energy into what you want to live. Think about the life you want. Feel what it would be like to wake up peacefully, knowing the money is flowing. Imagine being able to help those you love, shop without guilt, live without fear. Sleeping while listening to positive audio with powerful phrases is a direct way to install new beliefs. It's like rewriting the code of your mental system. By repeating that you hold the key to wealth, that money is rightfully yours, you're creating a new thought pattern, and this pattern will influence your actions. You'll stop turning down opportunities. You'll stop saying, "This isn't for me." You'll start saying, I can do it, I deserve it." This internal shift is what makes room for the money to truly flow in. Scarcity begins as a thought, that's all. A thought that tells you can't, that it's difficult, that it's dangerous to dream big. When you believe this thought, you begin to act accordingly. You retreat, limit yourself, accept less than you deserve. But just as a limiting thought led you to scarcity, an empowering thought can lead you to abundance. That's why you need to repeat every day, "I have access to the source of unlimited money." This affirmation needs to be stronger than doubt. It needs to be louder than fear. It needs to be more constant than the pessimism the world tries to instill in you. Repetition isn't nonsense, it's how the mind learns. It's how the mind accepts. And when it accepts, everything starts to align. Ideas come, courage appears. You begin to act with more confidence. And the more you act from confidence, the more the universe responds with opportunities and resources. It's a positive cycle that starts small but grows over time. Until you look back and realize, scarcity is a thing of the past. There are people who are already reaping the rewards of this kind of change. They didn't start out rich. They didn't inherit fortunes. They simply changed the way they think about money. And by changing their thinking, they changed their behavior. And by changing their behavior, they change their results. This is within anyone's reach, including you. But it takes commitment to a new way of thinking, commitment to phrases that fuel your mind with hope and strength. Say out loud now, "I am a magnet for money." Repeat this phrase with conviction. You don't need to understand how it will all happen. Your task now is to believe. Truly believe that it's possible. Believe that there are paths you haven't yet seen. Believe that wealth can arrive unexpectedly, simply, naturally. And the more you open yourself to this possibility, the more signs you will receive. Small signs, perhaps, but real ones. And these signs will reinforce your new belief. They will show you that you're on the right path. Write in the comments now, "Money flows to me easily." When you write, you reinforce. When you declare, you strengthen. Don't underestimate the power of repeating phrases like these. Every time you say, think, or hear, you are shaping your mind. And whatever you shape in your mind, sooner or later, appears in life. During sleep, the subconscious absorbs everything unfiltered. It doesn't question. It doesn't analyze. It simply records. That's why listening to this audio while sleeping is so powerful. It's like planting seeds every night. Some germinate quickly, others take a little longer. But all have the potential to flourish if you keep watering them with positive repetitions. It doesn't matter where you are right now. It doesn't matter if you're in debt, unemployed, or if no one believes in you. None of these things are stronger than your mind, and your mind is yours. No one can stop you from changing your thoughts. Money isn't a prize, it's a consequence. It goes to those who are aligned with it, and this alignment begins with how you think, speak, and feel. If you speak negatively about money, it moves away. If you feel guilty about wanting to get rich, you sabotage yourself. If you believe that being rich is wrong, you'll never truly allow wealth into your life. So start clearing those ideas. Replace every guilty thought with one of deserving. Say now, "I deserve to live with financial security." Say it forcefully. Say it truthfully. Make it a daily practice, a routine. Every night before bed, affirm with conviction, "I attract wealth even while I sleep," because that's what's happening. Every minute of audio, every sentence that enters your subconscious is planting something new within you. Something powerful, something transformative, something that will become visible at the right time. It may come in the form of a client, a project, an unexpected solution, but it will come. Because life responds to your vibration. And when your vibration is one of wealth, wealth comes. If you've made it this far, it's because something inside you knows you deserve more. Something inside you is saying, no more scarcity, no more fear, no more survival. It's time to truly live. with freedom, with joy, with dignity. And it starts now, with a simple decision. Listen, repeat, believe, and keep going. Even when nothing seems to change, because it will change inside first and then outside, like everything in life. So today, before you go to sleep, play the audio. Relax. Listen with intention. Feel the words. Imagine what you desire. Give thanks as if it's already happened. And repeat, I hold the key to access the source of unlimited money. Do this every night. Make it part of your routine, not out of obligation, but because you've decided you deserve a better life. And a better life starts with a better mind. The mind is like an antenna. It captures and emits, and what you capture is always in tune with what you're emitting. When you're constantly emitting fear, worry, and doubt, that's exactly what your mind will capture throughout the day. But when you begin to emit confidence, gratitude, and the certainty that wealth is flowing, the world around you begins to change. It seems like a coincidence, but it's not. It's a consequence. Many people wait to see changes on the outside before changing on the inside. But the opposite is true. Only when you change on the inside do things start to happen on the outside. That's why hearing and repeating affirmations like, I am a magnet for money, or money comes to me in unexpected ways is so important. These phrases aren't magical promises. They are practical tools for shifting your mental frequency. Each time you repeat them, even if you don't believe them at first, you're taking a step closer to the new reality you want to live. And if you still doubt that this works, think about everything you believe about money today. Where did these beliefs come from? From experiences, from phrases you've heard all your life, from situations you've experienced repeatedly, because that's exactly how new beliefs are formed, through repetition, through coexistence, through different experiences. And the first different experience is listening to a positive audio and letting those words work within you while you sleep. The subconscious mind is like fertile ground. Whatever you plant there will grow. It may take time. It may seem invisible at first, but it grows. It always grows. If you continue listening to positive affirmations every night, sooner or later, you'll notice real changes in your life, and not just financial ones. You'll notice that you're calmer, more confident, and more open to opportunities. You'll start distancing yourself from negative people. You'll stop engaging in talk about scarcity, and you'll start seeing possibilities where before you only saw obstacles. This is real transformation, and it starts with small decisions. One is to listen to this audio while sleeping. Another is to repeat the affirmations with intention. Another, even more powerful, is to declare to yourself every day that you deserve to be rich. Say it now. I deserve to be rich. Repeat it again, as if it were already a reality. I deserve to be rich. Your subconscious needs to hear this, because it has often been programmed to believe otherwise. It has been programmed to think that getting rich is for selfish, dishonest, and overly ambitious people. But that's not true. The truth is that money only amplifies who you are. If you are generous, you will give more. If you are caring, you will take better care of your family. If you are creative, you will use money to create more. You need to rid your mind of the idea that money corrupts. What corrupts is a lack of awareness. And awareness only comes when you take control of your inner life. Listening to this audio is an act of self-care. It's like feeding your mind a new menu of thoughts. And the more you nourish yourself with empowering phrases, the stronger your mind will become. More resilient to negativity, more ready to receive. Now take a deep breath. Close your eyes if you can. And say out loud, even if quietly, the source of unlimited money is active in my life. Feel the weight of that phrase. Imagine what it would be like to live with this certainty, without anxiety, without tension, with peace of mind, knowing that somehow the money will come. Maybe not when you want it, but always when you need it. The universe doesn't fail. A well-programmed mind doesn't fail. What fails is doubt. What delays is fear. What blocks is a lack of consistency. If you're hearing this now, it's because something inside you wants more. You want to break out of the pattern of struggle. You want to live more lightly, and you can. No matter how much they tell you it's not possible, the truth is, you can. But you have to decide. You have to choose every day. You have to make a new commitment to yourself. A commitment to no longer accept crumbs. A commitment to no longer repeat phrases of defeat. A commitment to nourish yourself every day with thoughts of wealth. Maybe no one around you thinks this way. Maybe your entire family keeps telling you that money is a necessary evil, that life is hard, that you have to accept reality. But you don't have to continue this pattern. You can be the turning point in your story. You can be the person who changes everything, who breaks the cycle, who shows you a new path. And that path begins with what you think, with what you hear, with what you believe. Write in the comments now. Abundance is my natural state. It's not just a pretty phrase, it's a profound truth that needs to be repeated until it becomes real. And it will become real. It will become visible. It will become tangible. But you need to keep going, even when you don't see immediate results. Even when everything seems the same, because each repetition is a seed, and every seed grows. It just takes time, care, and consistency. From now on, whenever you lie down to sleep, remember, your mind will continue to work, and it can work for or against you. If you feed it thoughts of scarcity, it will reinforce fear. But if you feed it phrases like, I am abundance, money comes to me every day, I am a recipient of prosperity, then it will work to manifest this in your life. Repeat now before finishing this part. I choose wealth. Say it again. I choose wealth. This choice is yours. Your current situation doesn't matter. Your past doesn't matter. The choice to believe that money can come more easily is yours. The choice to reprogram yourself is yours, and the result will also be yours. Part 4. Powerful Law of Attraction. Endless Money Audio. Listen while you sleep. The way you view money defines how you live with it. And this view most of the time wasn't yours to choose. It was put there by others, by your parents, teachers, friends, society, people who also learned wrong and were just repeating what they heard. But now you have the chance to correct this path, to question these beliefs, to look within and decide if what you've learned still makes sense for the life you want. Because if it doesn't, then it's time to throw it away. The idea that money is only possible through extreme effort and suffering is one of the most common traps in scarcity. It's not that effort isn't important, but that it's the right kind of effort, directed effort, and a clear mind. When you believe you have to fight to earn every penny, you create a resistance to money within yourself, because fighting is tiring. And deep down, you start to avoid money for fear of the pain you believe it will demand. But what if this idea is wrong? What if money could come more easily, more naturally? What if the problem isn't money, but the way you think about it? That's what this audio begins to change in you. It doesn't promise magic. It doesn't sell illusions. It works at the deepest level, in the mind. And it's in the mind that everything begins. When you change what you believe, you change what you attract. It's simple. If you believe money is difficult, everything will seem difficult. But if you start repeating every day that money comes easily to me, then you begin to open doors for that to happen. Close your eyes now if you can, and imagine there's a money faucet above your head. A faucet connected to the infinite source of abundance. And imagine that faucet is closed. Now think, what's preventing this faucet from opening? What thoughts are you having that might be blocking this flow? Is it guilt? Is it the fear of making mistakes? Is it the idea that you don't deserve it? These are all blocks, mental blocks, and blocks can be released. How? With repetition, with new ideas, with new words. Now repeat firmly. I open the flow of abundance in my life. Once more, I open the flow of abundance in my life. The more you affirm this, the more your mind understands that it is safe to receive, that it is possible to receive, that you can receive. Have you ever noticed how some people seem to attract money easily? It's not luck, it's mindset. They grew up hearing that money is good, that everything will work out, that they deserve the best, and so they developed positive beliefs. Now think about yourself. What phrases did you hear about money as a child? What phrases do you still repeat in your head today? If you listen carefully, you'll realize that many of these phrases are completely wrong, and more than that, they're sabotaging you. That's why it's so important to listen to this audio every day. It will replace old phrases with new ones. It will tell you that you deserve it, that it's possible, that abundance exists and is available. And your mind, even if it doesn't believe it right away, will absorb it, because the subconscious learns through repetition, emotion, and imagination. And these three elements are present here. Now take a deep breath and say, "Money comes to me in unexpected ways." Visualize it happening. Imagine an amount you desire receiving in a way you never imagined. It could be a gift, a late payment, an opportunity that appears out of nowhere. The important thing isn't how, it's how much you believe it can happen. And this audio exists to help you believe. The more you listen, the more you feel. And the more you feel, the more you vibrate. And vibration is the language of the universe. The universe doesn't respond to what you want. It responds to what you feel. If you feel scarcity, it understands that you want more scarcity. But if you feel gratitude, security, joy, it understands that you want more of that. So the key isn't wanting, it's feeling. If you understand this, write it like this: I attract what I desire. I will achieve wealth. If you want to hear more content like this, subscribe to the channel or click on the video on the screen. See you in the next chapter, and as soon as you achieve prosperity, come back here to share your testimony. Until later.